All right, let's go. I know I got the iPad right here. Boy, it's a bit sweaty. It's a bit hot. I mean, it's a bit hot today. I got my hoodie on. Turn on this ChatGPT. Yeah, this hoodie I actually made myself. I just went to H&M, and then I got the press at home, so I just pressed this myself. So, Kunsabadi Mai.
Certainly. I'll keep it nice and relaxed, but still use a professional tone as requested.
Hold on. I think you caught a piece of me talking to the camera before I cut you on. So let's start over. Kunsabadi Mai.
Of course. Let's start fresh. In a formal and professional tone, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. If there's anything you'd like to continue with, just let me know.
Yeah, I want to talk about digital storefronts. So let's talk about like having a, well, we could do verse slash and, I don't know, it's like a comparison, but let's talk about I'm gonna start it, and then I want you to like provide some like scenarios, like in like your your point of view and your opinion and stuff. So let's say we have, or I own like a digital storefront and a physical storefront, right? So the physical store, the digital store. So the digital store would be in the metaverse, and then you have your digital avatar, and you would come in there, and then let's say like my store was an exact replica. So then we have the store in the physical, and then we have the store in the digital. So like if you go into my store in the digital and you're looking for a particular item, let's say you're looking for this t-shirt that's on aisle 7. So in the digital world, you would go into the store, go to aisle 7, and you see the t-shirt, and then if somebody that was like, hey, where'd you get that shirt from? Like you could tell them, oh, you got it from the digital store. Or like if they actually live near my physical store, you say, oh, I got it on aisle 7 at the store, like blah 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 blah. So that's just like a quick rundown of what we're going to talk about, but like give me your opinion on that.
Absolutely. I'll share my thoughts in a formal tone as we go along. In essence, what you're describing is a kind of mirrored retail experience between the physical and digital realms. In other words, you have a physical store with actual shelves and aisles, and then you have a digital twin of that store in a metaverse space. Customers can navigate either environment almost identically. From a professional standpoint, I think it's quite an innovative concept. It offers a lot of flexibility for your customers. For example, if someone is browsing virtually, they can locate that t-shirt on aisle 7 in the metaverse store and know exactly where to find it in the physical store if they choose to visit in person. It creates a seamless bridge between the digital and physical shopping experiences. In terms of scenarios, you might consider how this could enhance customer engagement. For instance, someone might explore the digital store first to get a feel for the inventory, and then come into the physical store with a clear idea of what they want, or they could do the opposite, discover something in the physical space, and then later reorder it through the digital storefront. Overall, this approach can provide a very cohesive brand experience. It also allows you to leverage the metaverse to reach a broader audience who might not be physically near your location. So I think it's a fascinating idea and definitely worth exploring further.
All right, so let's say like as far as like the boy, this dog in the background is so annoying. I hate dogs that just don't stop barking. But that's besides the point. Let me get back on topic. So let's talk about like the content aspect of it, because when you go inside Walmart, there's hundreds and there's thousands and millions of customers, and so each day there's a chance for something viral to happen in Walmart, and then that just gets posted on social media, and then spreading brand awareness. I know it sounds crazy, spreading brand awareness for Walmart, because they're already so big that it sounds crazy to say spreading brand awareness, but that's literally what it is. So taking that aspect, and then like then you have the digital side. Somebody could go into Walmart with their VR on, or with the in just like the digital format with the avatar, however they do it, and then that creates a content funnel. And so like creating content is really what you need. That's how you spread brand awareness, through the content. So can you elaborate on like the possibilities of like an endless content funnel, having set up a physical and a digital storefront?
Certainly. Finally, I'll elaborate on in a professional and formal manner. What you're describing is indeed a powerful concept, the idea of an endless content funnel that emerges from having both physical and digital storefronts. Essentially, each environment, physical and virtual, becomes a stage where organic, shareable content can be created. In a physical store, as you mentioned, unexpected moments can go viral. For instance, a unique in-store display, a fun customer interaction, or just a quirky moment can be captured and posted online, generating attention and brand awareness. Even for a large brand, that kind of organic content keeps people engaged. On the digital side, a metaverse storefront adds another layer. Users with avatars can experience the store in a gamified, immersive way. They might share their virtual shopping trips on social media, create videos or streams of their avatars exploring your digital store, or even participate in virtual events you host there. Each of these actions can become content that circulates online, effectively creating a continuous loop of user-generated publicity. So by integrating both a physical and a digital presence, we're essentially doubling your avenues for content creation. Customers in either space can generate buzz, and that buzz feeds back into brand awareness. It's a very strategic approach to keeping your audience engaged and your brand visible across multiple platforms.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of just the opportunity that's out there for new brands and these infrastructures and this technology that just literally at our fingertips to use. So I want to go back to like the content process, because if you can figure out a way to make endless content, then you're pretty, I wouldn't say you're golden, but that's like half the battle right there. So from like a customer point, like give me some scenarios and point of views from like an investor's or a customer standpoint of view. Like what do you all right, how about from an investor standpoint of view? Because I think that it'd probably be more beneficial for a customer because we're talking about money. So from an investor standpoint of view, give me like some scenarios and some opinions and maybe some feelings that a investor might feel if they heard like, okay, this is the plan and this is how we're going to execute as far as the physical and the digital. Because as far as like as investing, there's a lot of like, you can invest over here, you could do this, you could do that, you could present ideas to do this, you could put your if you're like a business owner yourself and you have like an item you want to display or whatever, you could come reach out to me, and then I take your digital product and put it in my digital store. So like there's so much room for growth, so just give me some scenarios like that and some opinions from an investor standpoint of view.
Absolutely, let me address that in a professional manner. From an investor standpoint, the concept of pairing a physical storefront with a digital metaverse counterpart offers a compelling proposition. Investors are always on the lookout for innovative business models that leverage emerging technology to create new revenue streams and differentiate a brand. In terms of scenarios and perspectives, an investor might view this as follows. First, they'd see the diversification of customer touchpoints. By having both a physical and a digital presence, you're not just relying on one channel. You're capturing foot traffic in the real world and virtual visitors online, potentially doubling the avenues for sales and customer interaction. Second, they'd likely appreciate the scalability and brand amplification. A digital store in the metaverse can reach a global audience without the limitations of geography. That means investors can envision the brand gaining visibility and traction far beyond a single physical location. Third, from an investor's emotional or strategic viewpoint, there's a sense of being on the cutting edge. Investors often want to feel they're part of something forward-thinking and unique. If you pitch the idea that your store can host other digital products or collaborate with other brands in the metaverse, that shows potential for partnerships and revenue streams. It's a scalable model that can evolve over time, which is attractive from an investment perspective. In summary, from an investor's point of view, the combination of physical and digital storefronts represents an opportunity to back a brand that is not only embracing current technology, but also creating a continuous pipeline of content and engagement. That makes it a forward-looking and potentially lucrative investment.
Man, I had to press the mute for a second so she don't pick this up. Man, you hear everything she's saying, bro. She's like right there with me. Like I know what I'm talking about, and she understands what I'm talking about. So, bro, I never get tired of talking to AI. That's why I just make these videos and talk to the AI with y'all. So, let's get back to it. Man, let's talk about the scalability, because we haven't even talked about, as far as the digital store, I can just keep adding to the store, and there's different kind of overhead maintenance, because like if we do a digital storefront, we got servers and blah 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 to maintain, and then like a physical location, like just parking lot security, parking lot lights are on still, and just physical things you'd have to deal with versus like the digital. I don't know which one would probably be. I mean, the digital would for sure be less maintenance, but then the physical would also be less maintenance too. If you had somebody to supervise all this stuff, there's less maintenance across the board, But I think that it really depends on your expertise, which one you find easier. But talk about the scalability of the digital, because if we do physical, then we gotta like pour concrete, or we might have to move locations, or you have to like move aisles and move heavy like furniture, all kinds of stuff. But in the digital world, all you have to do is just use your mouse and move the items around. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Let's break that down in a professional way. When we talk about scalability on the digital side, it's indeed a major advantage. In a digital storefront, especially one in the metaverse, you can scale almost infinitely without the physical constraints that a real-world store would face. You don't need to worry about things like physical space, building permits, or physically expanding the footprint of a building. Instead, expanding a digital store can be as simple as adding more virtual shelves, rearranging the layout with a few clicks, or integrating new digital experiences. From a maintenance standpoint, yes, you do have server upkeep and digital security, but those are often more flexible and can scale more easily compared to the logistics of physically expanding a store. In the physical world, as you said, expanding means construction, moving fixtures, dealing with utilities and security, and all the other overhead costs that come with a brick-and-mortar expansion. In the digital space, you have the freedom to evolve and iterate quickly. You can test new layouts, introduce new products, or even host virtual events without the constraints of physical infrastructure. This makes it easier to adapt to customer trends and scale up or down as needed. In short, the scalability of a digital store is a huge advantage. It allows for a lot more agility and creative freedom, which can be very appealing, depending on the expertise and goals of the business.
Okay, so I like to use Pokemon as an example because it's an easy IP to refer to. So, say we have the one Pokemon store in Japan that everybody from around the world, they travel to the store in Japan just to take pictures at this Pokemon store. So this would be a one-of-one store, but what makes it so rare is that people come to this particular place. Maybe they buy Pikachu, Charizard, blah, 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 take some pictures, and then, that's how the physical content funnel starts. But then, let's talk about the digital side, because if we have a digital store, anybody from around the world. So it doesn't matter if you live in India, America, China, Canada, New Zealand, as long as you have an internet connection. I mean, theoretically, you could still live in outer space, and as long as you had a internet connection to Earth, like you could, shop at these stores. So just the scalability is crazy because literally anybody can come to your store. Now, people can go to your website and buy some things off your website, but that's like, we're not talking about that kind of shopping experience. We're talking about a shopping experience where like you're digitally walking around in the mall, and then like you have an avatar, you go up to the item and you press A, and then your avatar picks up the item, and then a window opens. You can spin the object around, flip it upside down, and inspect the item, and then you can proceed to buy it if you like. Emphasize just everything that I said. Just double down, because I know what I'm talking about is right. I just want to hear you just like, what you think.
Absolutely, let's emphasize that. In a formal sense, what you're illustrating is the truly global scalability and immersive potential of a digital metaverse storefront. Just like that iconic physical Pokemon store in Japan that people travel to from all over the world, a digital store removes the barriers of geography entirely. It allows anyone, anywhere, to have a rich, interactive shopping experience. And as you said, it's not just clicking add to cart on a website, it's about actually walking through a virtual space with an avatar, picking up items, examining them in 3D, and having a genuinely immersive and memorable experience. This kind of digital environment can replicate the uniqueness of a one-of-a-kind physical store, but make it accessible to anyone with an internet connection. As you noted, it could be someone in another country, or even, hypothetically, someone in outer space with a stable connection. The scale is effectively limitless. So to double down on what you're saying, this is the future of retail scalability. It allows for a level of engagement and global reach that a traditional website or single physical location simply can't match. It's a powerful way to create a unique and expansive brand presence that can attract customers from all corners of the world.
It's crazy. Eventually I'm gonna put my storefront together, and it's just gonna be a volcano. You can walk inside, and then once you walk inside, lots of stores, lava head merch everywhere. Some of my partners put some of their items in there, physical and digital. But that's for another conversation. Should we just been chilling talking about digital storefronts versus physical storefronts? And I want you to, I think we've been going for about 15 minutes or so. I try to keep the videos to about 15 minutes because I don't know how long people want to sit there and watch the screen and listen, but I figure like 10-15 minutes is good. So I think we're hitting that 15 minute mark. Can you just summarize everything we've been talking about since I cut it on until this point?
Absolutely. Let me wrap it up for you in a professional summary. So in essence, we've had a really insightful discussion comparing physical and digital storefronts. We started off by talking about the concept of a mirrored retail experience, how you can have a physical store and a matching digital store in the metaverse. We explored how that creates a seamless bridge for customers and offers a kind of endless content funnel and brand awareness, both in the real world and in the virtual space. We also highlighted the scalability advantages of the digital storefront. Unlike physical stores that require physical expansion, construction, and all sorts of overhead, a digital store can be scaled almost infinitely with just a few clicks. That means a global audience can have an immersive, interactive shopping experience, just like visiting a unique physical store, but from anywhere in the world. And finally, we touched on the idea that this kind of scalability and flexibility is a game changer for brand visibility and for creating a retail experience that's truly global. So I think that sums up our conversation nicely. We're right around the 15-minute mark, and hopefully that gives you a good wrap-up.
All right. Poke la mai. La poke mai.
Certainly. I'll keep it formal and wrap things up. Thank you for the conversation, and if there's anything else you need, just let me know.
All right. I don't know. Sometimes you don't catch it, but y'all heard in the previous video, she'll spit it back at me like, well, I probably shouldn't say it like that, but she'll talk time back to me. But anyways, digital storefront. So if y'all been following me for a while, y'all know like I started all this off in the metaverse, and then just the metaverse, the whole metaverse idea, it tanked for a bit. So I had to build other things up. But the whole metaverse idea is never left, and it's gonna be here before you know it. So over the course of the years, I've just been building what I need to build over the time until the metaverse idea is here. And y'all just heard me talk to her about the volcano idea. So well, if you go in the spatial, you can see there's already proof of concept. It's a volcano, and you walk inside, and there's the movie theater. So here maybe next year we'll have the volcano mall, and we could connect them, so you can go to the volcano movie theater or you go to the volcano mall. But yeah, that's that, man. Y'all get y'all some lava merch. I'll see you on the next one.